Let's go! Oh yeah!
What is up, everybody? GameJunkieXL here again. Yes, second day in a row. With another question that I see constantly. What is Magic Find and how does Magic Find work? What does it affect? How good does it work? And is it worth it making a Magic Find set? So, since I know a little bit about Magic Find and the wiki is incorrect on the matter, I will upload a video now explaining Magic Find and what its purpose is. For the purpose of this, I have propagated 5 equally identifiable items. And you can see here, I'll scroll over them. I purchased them off the trading post this morning. They're all level 74 and they're all of different variety of type, but both Barghest as well as Zone Pirate 13 have the exact same item bought at the exact same time of each of these 5 weapons. Barghest, unfortunately, has absolutely no Magic Find capabilities. Now, to get a glob of ectoplasm, which is a commonly asked question, how do I come about them? You need a master salvaging kit or fine salvaging kit and yellow or above gear above level 70. And you can see instantly, oh, there's a glob right there. And you just salvage these items and globs of ectoplasm should come off of them. You can see here I'm getting relatively decent out of the money that I've spent. I came out with, I believe, 4 globs of ectoplasm. Now that's all fine and dandy. But what people don't realize is the properties of Magic Find. And I'm going to demonstrate this in a second on Zone Pirate, who has full Magic Find gear, as well as a buff on food for Magic Find, which brings her Magic Find, I believe, up to 101%, if not more. I haven't calculated the numbers. I'm not Dantain. I'm not good with math, so fuck it. Alright, here's our favorite girl. Well, my favorite girl, anyway. My ranger, Zone Pirate, in her schmecksche outfit. Of course, this outfit is dungeon gear, in process of being built. Yay! It has absolutely no Magic Find properties on it whatsoever, except for the jewelry. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put on her farming equipment, which is pirate, of course. Save this from Barghests.
Oh, shiny.
Yeah, shiny. Show my hat. And this is a full Magic Find set. Now, I'm going to go over and I'm going to do the exact same thing. You can see these 5 items are exactly the same. I'm going to scroll over them so you guys know I'm not jipping you. I don't have some secret trick to get more globs of ectoplasm. See, they're all the same. Now let's start shredding them. And then I'll explain a little bit about how Magic Find works. Instantly. 2. 2. 2. Oh, 1. Or is it 2? 2. 1. And none. So basically what this resulted to is Barghest, with absolutely no Magic Find gear, came out with 4 globs of ectoplasm, while Zone Pirate in full Magic Find gear came out with 7. So let's just, I'm going to start doing my dailies now. And I'm going to basically try to go over and explain what Magic Find is. And I will go through what the wiki says. Okay, so basically if you go to GuildWars 2 wiki.com, the definition of Magic Find is: Magic Find is an attribute that increases a player's chance to receive rare loot from dead foes. Magic Find is applied when a foe dies. It does not apply to loot from chests or items randomly created in the Mystic Forge. Sounds kind of fair, right? I mean, you kill something, you want to have better odds of getting something. I mean, but it never sat right with me. It never sat right with me that if I have all this Magic Find gear, why shouldn't it affect other things? And that's why I started doing a little bit of research. Now, there's a reason why I have full exotic set with pirate gear transmuted onto it. Simply because I don't like the leather exotic crafted look.
Those things don't look friendly. Protect the Dahlia.
Oh no, protect the Dahlia. And there's a reason why I spent I don't even know. I'll take a sip of coffee here. I think I spent like 60 gold maybe to get her full farming set, as well as, well, no, her dungeon set costs a little bit more than 60 gold, but yeah. But there's a reason why she has 2 sets of armor. One is Magic Find and one is dungeon only. Magic Find gear is not particularly strong or useful when you're in a dedicated confrontation, such as dungeons explorable. Especially, you want the best possible combination of gear and everything that you can possibly come up with. So the Magic Find set is basically for your own personal use, as well as just, you know, steamrolling through stuff with friends and things like that. Now, while it is true that Magic Find greatly increases your odds on downed foes, that's not its only purpose. Basically, what Magic Find does is it is a success rate probability of random probability, which basically means that if something has a drop table, if something has a cycle of loot within it, such as foes, take for example, the easiest way to explain this, all foes have a chance to drop dies, okay? All foes do not have a chance to drop furs, claws, bloods, things of that nature. So let's take a common enemy that you're going to be fighting around level 80, spiders. You know, they have chances to drop 2 types of venom sacs, the high level ones, and one is a 400 crafting, very rare, and if you are a top level crafter, you know that these are expensive materials. These are, and you need a lot of them to get the gear that you want. And they're worth a lot of money on the trading post. So you want to be of the will and the ability to farm these items as much as humanly possible. And this is where Magic Find comes in. Because the spiders have a set drop table. Of course, they can drop, you know, dyes, and they can drop gear. Just about everything can drop gear. There's a couple enemies that I believe don't drop any kind of gear whatsoever. But the thing about Magic Find is that it raises the random probability that the higher level items will arrive instead of the mid-ranged items that normally drop. If you don't believe me, the first Magic Find set you can get is actually level 25. And it's kind of shit. It's really low percent increase. But it does start helping. It starts helping quite a bit. I want you to take 2 characters. Take one, don't put any Magic Find on them whatsoever. Take another, put full Magic Find gear on it all the way up to 80. Run them side by side. Somehow I missed the steps, but run them side by side. And watch how many die drops you get on the Magic Find set. Because die drop is a random probability. It's not a given drop off of any specific mob. Therefore, it's a random probability. Now, Magic Find, although they say it only works on down foes, that's a complete lie. And anybody who wrote that should be ashamed of themselves that they didn't do a little bit more research. Because as you saw with my little experiment, I got far more globs of ectoplasm, which are a random probability off of 70 or higher rare or exotic gear by salvaging. And this will work every single time. This isn't some fluke. This isn't something where I sat this morning and spent 60, 70 gold, and re-recorded and re-recorded until I basically got what I wanted. I'm not here to prove a point. I'm here to explain exactly what Magic Find is for those who are fogged out and they don't understand and they're just sick of not getting the answers that they want. This is what Magic Find does. It is an increase in random probability. That is all. That is not a guarantee. That does not mean every time you kill a spider, you're going to get the most potent venomous sac that spider can drop. But it will increase your probability to get the highest level. And you will find that you will get it more often than you get the lower drop rate than if you were to have absolutely no Magic Find gear. Now, when I was doing Barghest, I desperately needed, I think it was the strongest bloods. And there's one place that really drops them well. And everybody's like, yeah, you know, I get them. It takes me about, I can get usually in an hour, I can get 2. And I went up there and no lie. On Barghest, I think I actually did get 2, but it took me like an hour and a half. They weren't dropping. I was like, this is bullshit. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do this. And I gave up. I basically went and I purchased all the strongest bloods. And it cost me quite a pretty penny. Now, when I made Zone Pirate, obviously, I wanted her to be my farmer. Because, as we all know, bank space is shared. And common drops, not gear that binds on, you know, equip, can be shared across your account. So I figured, hey, I'll have Zone Pirate just farm and then you know, run dungeons and whatnot, and I'll siphon off the gear to my main, which is Barghest. And I noticed instantly when I was just farming the mobs that he had fought to try and get his blood, that she was getting them no problem. She was getting them, you know, not every other kill, I'd say, but maybe once every 5 or 6 kills, she'd get, you know, the strongest blood. And it started piling up, and I started realizing. Now, on the way up between Barghest as well as Zone Pirate, I have calculated the amount of die drops, because it was something that I really wanted to test. Because a lot of people don't know, Barghest isn't actually my first character. I had one before that who was not very liked by me. I didn't like how he looked. I made him in a rush, basically, when the Head Start access showed up, just so I could get the name, and then I later erased him and remade him. But from level 1, I basically stated die drops, and I calculated them down in a book. Barghest had absolutely no Magic Find the whole way up, and at the end result, level 80, when I peaked, I think, let me check my notes here, I had accumulated 37 dies. Zone Pirate, on the other hand, when she peaked 80, had accumulated 198 dies. Random probability. That's what Magic Find does. It is a really good way to make money. Money. If you want the stuff that sells on the trading post for the most money, for the most demand, you want Magic Find gear in one form or another. It doesn't have to be exotics like I have. It doesn't have to be full exotic set. You don't have to have the full exotic jewelry. Your farming set doesn't have to outmatch your dungeon set. But basically, the wiki, what it states, is completely incorrect. It does affect bag drops. When you chop trees, the hidden treasure troves, you get far more treasure troves. When you mine, you'll get more gems. It affects all random probability, not just downed foes. I want you guys to remember that. And if you don't believe me, test it out yourself. You'll be greatly satisfied that you invested time and money into a Magic Find set. Trust me on this, guys. Trust me on this. Been playing this game like a fiend. I hope I answered some of your questions, and I hope I helped you out a little bit. And maybe, just maybe, I helped you make some extra money. Till next time. Peace.